Welcome to World Alert Updates. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. Flashing red banners, urgent news tickers scroll across screens in Manila and Hanoi. South China Sea crisis, Philippine and Vietnamese boats stand firm against China. A new alliance forged on the waves. The world wakes up to a new reality. In the early hours, video footage shows Philippine and Vietnamese Coast Guard ships moving side by side, blue and red flags flapping against the wind. China's vessels circle nearby, spotlights slashing across the choppy sea. Social media explodes with images. Fishermen film tense encounters. In a single moment, decades of tension focus on a handful of ships, and the eyes of the world turn to the South China Sea. International newsrooms scramble for updates. Analysts warn, this is not just another flare-up, it is the sign of a deeper change. The stakes could not be higher. What happens on these waves does not just concern governments or navies. The future of millions, the safety of local communities, and the rules of the global sea lanes are all in play. The drama at sea is just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the breaking headlines lies a story of unity, hope, and survival, one that could change Asia's future forever. The South China Sea is more than a body of water, it is a lifeline for millions. Here, smaller countries like the Philippines and Vietnam face a giant, China. For years, China has claimed nearly the whole sea, building artificial islands and sending ships to patrol its 9-dash line. These claims cut into the fishing grounds and energy reserves of its neighbors. Alone, smaller countries have little chance. Divided, they risk being picked off, one by one. Each time a Vietnamese or Filipino boat is chased away, it sends a message, you are alone here. But unity changes everything. Together, nations can push back. They can set rules and defend them. Now, more than ever, Southeast Asian countries understand this. Alliances offer protection. They give small nations a voice. The world sees their struggle and starts to listen. Uniting is not just about politics or pride. For many, it is a fight for survival. It means defending a way of life, from the city docks to the quiet fishing villages along the coast. Every day, hundreds of fishing boats leave the shores of Vietnam and the Philippines. Fishermen, some just teenagers, venture into the contested waters. For them, the South China Sea is not about politics. It is about feeding their families. When they cast their nets, they risk more than bad weather. Chinese Coast Guard vessels often chase them off, sometimes ramming their boats or spraying them with water cannons. These men live with constant fear. Their livelihoods are under threat. When alliances form, hope rises. Joint patrols mean someone is watching over them. When Vietnam and the Philippines stand together, fishermen feel less alone. They know their stories are being heard in capitals far away. Community leaders report fewer attacks when patrols are present. Children sleep better when they know their parents will return from the sea. The alliance is more than politics. It is a shield for the most vulnerable. But risks remain. For every success, there is still a story of loss. The fight for these waters is, at its heart, a struggle to protect ordinary people. Why are the Philippines and Vietnam drawing closer now? The answer is urgency. China has become more assertive, sending bigger ships, building larger outposts, and enforcing its claims with increasing force. Each incident is more dangerous than the last. At the same time, global powers are paying more attention. The United States, Japan, and Australia offer support. Their navies sail the same waters, sometimes escorting Vietnamese and Filipino vessels. Watching China's rise, these countries see an opportunity for a new partnership, one built on trust and shared interests. Timing is everything. With international attention high and China's pressure growing, the window for building a strong alliance is open. Leaders in Manila and Hanoi know this may be their best chance to make a stand. Their moves are watched closely, not just by Beijing, but by capitals across the Pacific. Every handshake and joint statement sends a message: things have changed. In the past, alliances were measured in tanks and battleships. Today, they are much more. The Philippines and Vietnam are building a partnership that goes beyond military might. It is about sharing information, warning each other about suspicious ship movements, and coordinating responses. Meetings happen at sea and in secret rooms in Manila and Hanoi. Officers swap radio frequencies and exchange tactics. Joint exercises teach crews how to respond to emergencies. When a crisis flares, they call each other first. This new kind of alliance is flexible. It adapts to new threats, from cyber attacks to misinformation campaigns. It is not just about ships, it is about trust. In the South China Sea, this approach matters. It lets the Philippines and Vietnam act quickly, supporting each other when the stakes are life and death. For years, China followed a divide-and-conquer playbook. It made deals with one country while pressuring another. It counted on Southeast Asian nations to compete, not cooperate. When the Philippines and Vietnam fought alone, Beijing had the upper hand. But now, this strategy is failing. The two countries work closer than ever. They coordinate on every level, from coast guards to diplomats. They agree on basic rules and back each other up in disputes. This unity makes it harder for China to isolate one target. China's officials are caught off guard. Old tactics, intimidation, secret deals, no longer work as easily. The alliance has forced Beijing to confront a new reality. It faces not one opponent, but many. For the first time, China must rethink how it handles these disputes. The days of easy victories are over. Actions speak louder than words. In the last year, Philippine and Vietnamese ships have sailed together on joint patrols. They keep a close eye on Chinese maritime militia boats, fishing vessels that act as spies or enforcers for Beijing. When one country's fishermen are harassed, the other sends help. Information flows fast. Radio alerts warn of incoming Chinese ships. Surveillance drones, sometimes provided by Japan or Australia, scan the horizon. When a Philippine boat is rammed, Vietnamese officers are the first to call with advice and support. These actions are more than symbolic. They save livelihoods. They show China and the world that the alliance is real and growing stronger. Every day the partnership is tested. Every test makes it stronger. The world is watching. The United States sends ships and planes to show support. Japan and Australia offer training and technology. European countries speak out in support of international law. All this helps the Philippines and Vietnam stand taller. This support is not just military. It is diplomatic, economic, and technical. American advisors teach new tactics. Japanese engineers upgrade navigation systems. Australia funds radio networks so fishermen can call for help. Together this creates a safety net. China knows it cannot act without consequences. The balance of power shifts. Smaller countries gain confidence and the world takes note. For Vietnam and the Philippines, this support means hope. It means their alliance is not just local, but global. While nations debate, ordinary people face real danger. Fishermen remain the most exposed. Stories of harassment and violence are common, but the alliance brings new support. Coast guards patrol more often, emergency radios are handed out. Fishermen are trained to report incidents quickly. Community leaders organize safety workshops. Children learn what to do if their parents are threatened at sea. Local governments provide legal help for those arrested or attacked. The message is clear. You're not alone. Still, the risks are real. Every trip to sea is a gamble. But with stronger alliances, the odds are improving. For many, this means a future once thought lost might be possible again. The fight for the South China Sea is not just about lines on a map. It is about families, traditions, and hope. Beijing is watching closely. China increases patrols, sending bigger ships and more maritime militia. It ramps up its rhetoric, accusing others of provocation. Chinese media warn that the alliance threatens peace. At the same time, China tries new tactics, offering trade deals, building infrastructure, and trying to win back old friends. But the ground has shifted. The Philippines and Vietnam do not stand alone. They have partners. They have each other. China faces a region more united than ever. The game has changed. And China, for all its power, must now adjust to a new and challenging reality. Still, the risks of escalation remain. The region holds its breath, hoping for peace but preparing for the worst. The story of the South China Sea is far from over. Each day brings new challenges and new hope. The alliance between the Philippines and Vietnam is more than a headline. It is a living bond forged by need and strengthened by trust. This unity is reshaping the region. It changes how China acts, how global powers respond, and how local communities survive. The stakes are high, not just for leaders, but for every family that depends on the sea. Understanding these alliances means understanding the future of Asia. It means seeing the faces behind the headlines. It means never forgetting that, at its heart, this struggle is about people. The waves may be rough, but a new course is set. The world will be watching.